I'm Vance, no long intro. Here are 9 Facebook ads targeting and lead quality secrets I learned after spending over $500,000 on ads for my clients and making them millions of dollars. As always, handwrite notes. It helps you retain information better. So Facebook ads targeting secret number 1, the headline in your ad where Facebook tells you to put your headline, where they label it headline, that is not the headline in your ads. I'm dead serious. This completely blew me away when I first learned it. And the reality is the headline section on Facebook hardly matters for your click-through rate and for your conversions. You may have heard the Ogilvy quote that says that 80% of your ad dollars go straight into your headline. And if you were putting all of your money into the headline section on Facebook, you were burning 80% of your ad dollars. So what exactly is the headline in this case? The headline is the first part of your ad copy before the blue See More button above your creative. If you put the right message here that speaks to the right people, this is how we're able to get conversion rates as high as 5%. If you're in the real estate niche, we're able to have our clients closing 5% of their leads within 6 months, which is kind of crazy. That's how we're able to do it. Now, this next secret is going to explain, how Facebook's AI works and why it works this way. Also, hit like if you didn't know that. I'm not really too sure who did or didn't know that. But targeting secret number 2 is the reality of interest targeting is that the broader the better. Most people think that you need to stack interests together like real estate and condo, and everybody's, bummed out that you can't do this specific targeting with age ranges, and like none of that matters. And the reality is once you've trained your pixel up, you can eliminate interest targeting altogether, just target geographically, and your campaign will go even crazier because now Facebook's AI has a broader audience to work with. So going with 1 or 2 broad interests is really the way to go, but they also have to be specific enough, right? So Facebook ad secret number 3 is that Facebook determines the level of interest of your prospects based on how they respond to your ad. What do I mean when I say this? Well, when people see your ad on their Facebook newsfeed, imagine yourself scrolling on your phone or on Instagram, whatever it is. If you stop scrolling for a split second and keep scrolling, what's your intent level? What's your interest level? Pretty low, because you saw the ad and you just kept scrolling, you thought, whatever. But if you scroll, you stop and you read the headline and you click, well, that's a much higher intent and interest level, right? Now, it can go pretty deep though, because if you, scroll and stop and pause for 2 seconds and then keep reading, they might consider showing you that ad again at a later time because you've shown some level of interest, so they may want to give you another impression to see what happens, right? Same thing goes if you click, they may try to do that, which is why your frequency can be, 1.4, 1.5, 2.3, whatever. And ultimately, the lower down the funnel this person makes it, meaning did they click, did they sign up as a lead, did they book a call, Facebook knows from this what their interest level is. So the question now is, what does Facebook do with this data that it now has? Well, the pretty cool thing, which is why I say that broad interest targeting is actually a good thing to do, is because Facebook now knows that this type of person is somebody who responds to this type of ad. So Facebook knows what you're doing online. They know what websites you visit, they know what you click on, they know how long you're on screens, they know what you buy because they have your credit card information because they're partnered with credit card companies, right? They know more about you than you know about you. And one thing I want to explain that I tell people to really drive this point home is that Target, the department store, in 2004, they predicted a teenage pregnancy, right? In 2004, it's 2023, right? What do you think Facebook and Google know? Everything. And now a little bonus part, I'm kind of speculating here, but I talked to a guy who has an AI web scraping company. Like you buy cold email lists, right? Where do they get those emails? Well, what he was telling me was that Google pretty much hides the email data of people searching on Google. So he has a tool where what he can do, what this AI does and what these scraping companies do is they uncover that mask that Google puts on and they find somebody's, email, name, phone number, whatever other information, as well as what keywords they're looking up. So think about a company like Facebook. How robust of a bot do you think they have that finds out what you're Google searching and also attributes that or attaches that to your profile rather, right? Now, this is speculation. I don't know this with any level of certainty, so take it with a grain of salt, but these are the levels of detail that they know about you. So if you can get your message right, that first part of your ad copy, the real headline, if you can get that right, the AI does the rest of the work. You give it a broad audience, it goes, okay, well, we'll just find everybody like that, right? It's way better than you are at targeting and way better than you'll ever be. So I don't know if this is valuable for you guys, but leave a comment, let me know if it is. A lot of this I had had no idea about. I was pretty surprised about all of it when I heard about all of it, so hopefully it's helpful. So secret number 5. Now we know that who you let into your funnel trains the AI to find more people like that. So a lot of people are like, oh, my clients are complaining about lead quality. Well, there are oftentimes deeper issues there than what I'm going to talk about here. But the reality is, if you want higher quality leads, you've probably heard this before, but what you want to do is add qualifying questions before people opt in. That way you can make them take some more actions before moving forward. I would cap out around 3 to 4 qualifying questions aside from name, email, and phone number. Because what happens, what I've found with testing is the more questions you ask, they're diminishing returns in quality and your lead cost goes up too much. And there's a point in time where it's not worth the higher priced lead for the quality that you get. So 3 to 4 is usually where I'd max out. It depends on where your lead costs are now in proportion to what the conversion rate is and how much the client makes per deal. So Facebook targeting secret number 6 is actually really disappointing, and that's the fact that the AI for targeting is pretty hit or miss. I'll give you an example. So 2 of my star clients, right? Both converting leads at 5%. Client number 1, he's running a seller campaign, converting his leads at 5%. Client number 2, he's running a buyer campaign, converting his leads at 5%. Client number 1 says, hey, let's also run a buyer campaign. I go, sure. So we set up literally the exact same funnel, the exact same ads, exact same everything except for geographical location. And they're only able to convert their leads at 1.5%. What went wrong? Facebook's AI kind of sucks half the time. So when I say it's really hit or miss, it's actually hit or miss. And sometimes what you need to do is duplicate a campaign, turn off the old one, sometimes 2-3 times before you're able to catch one of these, waves, so to say, and have the AI actually latch onto the right kind of people. So Facebook ads targeting secret number 7 is that the conversions API, I get a lot of comments like, hey, I run an SMMA. Should I use a conversions API? Should I use the pixel? Should I use like lead forms? What should I do? And the reality is that from my testing, the conversions API is just as bad at tracking off Facebook data. So, landing page leads that came in, they both misattribute by about 25%. So you get 10 leads on average, it's going to track only 7.5 of them that came in. So you're missing out on feeding the AI with tons of data by doing this. Just kind of how it is, it sucks. So what I personally do is I use the Facebook pixel with a tool called Hyros. You may be familiar, it's by Alex Becker. It just allows us to more accurately track off Facebook conversions. So leads that come in through landing pages, it allows us to send the data back to Facebook and train Facebook's AI more effectively when we're using landing pages. And it also just has a much easier tracking interface. Now, one thing that sucks, if you can't afford Hyros, I think it starts at like $199 a month or something like that. If you can't afford it, then what you'll want to do to track more accurately, unfortunately, is manually track how many leads are coming in from all your campaigns and then calculate your lead costs by hand, because that's how to get your true lead cost. Facebook's interface sucks. One cool thing you can do with Hyros is, this is if you're doing a call booking funnel. On Calendly, I think the same is true for high level, but I'm not entirely sure. You can use logic in your calendar forms. So if somebody answers a question in their disqualified or their unqualified rather, what you can do is send them to an alternate thank you page that doesn't have the Hyros pixel on it and that doesn't send the data back to Facebook. Or within Hyros, you can actually tell Hyros that people who visit that page are unqualified and not to send the data back to Facebook. So you can only send, the data back to Facebook for the people who are most qualified, which helps train the AI better. So just kind of a cool bonus thing. It's more advanced, but something you can do with Hyros. Now, we're not done yet, but if you like this video so far, hit subscribe, watch my other stuff because you'll probably like it. So Facebook ads targeting and lead quality secret number 8 is that video ads bring in higher quality leads than picture ads. This is something I've found for a number of years to be true. One thing you need to be very, very careful about is that if you're going to be using video ads and having your client on video, you need to be careful because most people suck on video and that's going to destroy your lead costs. Been there, done that. Trust me, don't do it. If you have clients who are seriously really good on video, and you can tell if somebody's good on video or bad on video, if somebody's clearly like reading a script and like stumbling their words and hardly able to read properly or get their message across, and they're kind of like not really looking at the camera and being weird, they shouldn't be on video in a lead generation conversions campaign on the front end before the leads sign up, because it's going to ruin your conversions, your cost per lead, and therefore your overall conversion rate's going to suck too. Having the person who's calling the leads in the videos, that's really helpful because there's congruence and people recognize them better and they get a lot less of that, who are you, why are you calling me, all that kind of stuff. So Facebook ads targeting secret number 9 is that landing pages bring in higher quality leads than Facebook lead forms do. Reason being, when they have to click go off Facebook and load a landing page, that second and a half that it takes actually requires higher intent and more patience on their part to let the page load and then also manually type in their details, especially if you have qualifying questions on top of this. So if you use just a landing page with name, email, phone number, and you split test that versus just doing on Facebook lead forms, name, email, email, phone number, you're going to see higher lead to close deal conversion rates when you're using landing pages. This is why, this is kind of a side, but so many people think that Google ads are better than Facebook ads because lead intent. I get 5% lead to close conversion rates within 6 months in real estate again, which is kind of crazy on Facebook because I've figured out all of this stuff that I'm telling you here. So seriously, if you didn't take notes, rewatch this video, take notes. This is stuff that if I sold a course or a coaching program, this is what would be in there, but I'm not at the moment. So here you go. If you enjoyed, watch whatever else is on screen now. See you there.